Gabbie Hanna or Gabrielle Kroner. I just slapped my dog. I'm sorry. Hey y'all, I'm Jupiter. If you're new here, what's up? If you're back, what's up? On my last Gabbie Hanna video, I said that I would do another video if my video got to a certain amount of likes and comments, and it went way past what I expected it to get. So here I am back at it. We're gonna do this again. Before I continue, if I sound a little drained, let me tell you what the f just happened. I just filmed an entire fucking video. It wasn't recording. So I'm a little frustrated. But luckily for me, midway through the video, I was like, she's not even saying anything. So then I was like, let me find a specific point where she's starting to actually talk about things that is gonna like make this video go forward. And that's when I went to go see if I was recording and realized I wasn't recording. So luckily, ain't shit happened. Y'all didn't miss anything. I just wasted my time. That's what happened. But we're back at it. I'm gonna finish this video today. One thing that I said in the video that was never recording. I'm gonna try to get better with cussing because I realize every time I edit my videos, I did it again. So I'm gonna limit it down to 3 curse words a day. I said a day. 3 curse words a video. In my last Gabbie Hanna video, someone left a comment saying, take a shot every time she says testimony and you'll be in a coma by the end of this video. And I was already thinking about turning watching Gabbie's videos into like a drinking game, right? So that comment just fueled me to like do it for real. So here I am with my buzzball. Didn't get to take a sip of it when I was recording last because she was saying nothing. So yeah, I got my buzz ball. We're sticking to the brand, guys. Woman founded. So it's a little fucked up, but that's okay. Fuck, that was my fuck. Well, I'm already past the three mark. So I get 3 more curse words, okay? Speaking of comments, why did someone comment on one of my videos and said, your lace front is supposed to be in the front, not the middle of your head? I usually don't respond to hate comments, but that one was pretty funny. That one was, I can't lie, that shit had me dying. I just got a big forehead. I can't do nothing about that. Anyway, so let's get to it. We're going to be reacting to the video that I said I'd watch if I got to a certain amount of comments. And like I said, you guys like did beyond that, which thank you so much. My last video didn't perform well, so go give that some love. Spoke too soon. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Anyway, so subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I upload because you'll never get rid of me, bitch. I'm going to be here forever and ever and ever and ever. All right, so we're going to be watching the Why Trisha Paytas Tried to Ruin My Life. I'm going to talk about what she was talking about in the beginning of the video. So basically in the beginning of the video, she was just saying her side of the story that we all know because she's already told us 20 billion times. We still just don't agree with her. So basically, Shane Dawson, fuck that nigga. Damn, I got 1 more cuss word left. Damn, I got 0 cuss words left. Damn, does damn count? No more cussing. No more cussing. We're done. So basically, Shane Dawson told Gabbie Hanna that Trisha Paytas had herpes. But then he also said that she's really open about it. And Gabbie said that she's really open about it too. But then with this knowledge, Gabbie still thought it would be a great idea to tell Trisha's man that she has herpes. Which in my head, if she's so open about it, wouldn't you think her man knows? And I don't even know if it's true. And if it is true, it's not my business. And if it isn't true, like it's still like, what's happening? Like Gabbie, I feel like you already know. When Trisha found out about that, Trisha was pissed, obviously. So she just was like going off on Gabbie, going off publicly. According to Gabbie, Trisha and the internet, I don't know what the hell happened. According to everyone, basically, Trisha was like, I don't even know this person.
Why is she obsessed with me?
But I mean, it's Trisha. Like, I'm not surprised. Not surprised by that. But I mean, valid on why she'd be crashing out over that. I will be taking a shot of the buzzball. Every time Gabbie doesn't take accountability, every time Gabbie says abuser, and every time Gabbie uses ChatGPT as a source, and every time she doesn't let her man talk. Before I begin this, drink responsible. Do not be driving. Don't drink and drive. This is a buzzball because I'm not going to do straight up shots of liquor. That's crazy. And if it gets too much for me, I will be watering down the shots. By the way, I'm not going to be watching the full video because it's 1 hour and 12 minutes. I fast forward it 15 minutes in when she starts talking about other things. Because like I said, she just was explaining what exactly happened. I don't know what just happened. I just had a stroke. She explained what exactly happened on her side of the story of what happened between like Trisha and when it was just things that we already know.
She's crazy. She's a psycho. Started with the motive of Trisha had to literally immediately destroy my credibility.
Yeah.
She had to convince everybody that I don't even know this girl. Like, there's all of this evidence that we actually had a friendship and that she's like, she was like, I've never even heard one of her songs. Mountains of footage of her singing my music, like that clear day and night, right? So this is crazy making to me because I'm just like, how is anybody believing this? And then the thing that crushed me and like actually destroyed my self-esteem was realizing that all of the evidence could be out there and people would still choose to hate me. And when I realized that people chose Trisha Paytas and believed her over me, it was just like, oh, I literally want to off myself. Yeah. Like that's what people think of me.
Future me here, I forgot to say this in the video. What Gabbie fails to understand is that everyone knows Trisha was doing too much. But just because Trisha's doing too much doesn't take away from what you did, Gabbie. People still thought you were weird and wrong for that. Like it's like you're failing to wrap your head around that. That was the issue. I'm pretty sure that the reason that people chose to believe Trisha over you is because this is like crazy because Trisha doesn't have the greatest like rap sheet when it comes to like what she posted online. I'm not gonna lie, but we all knew Trisha was a little crazy, okay? Y'all, let me fix that. When I say crazy, I explain later in the video, but before y'all get mad, I didn't really mean crazy. That wasn't the right word, but you guys, unhinged would be the word I was looking for. Thanks. And on top of that, people already didn't like Gabbie because a lot was coming out about her, including the whole apologist thing. Yeah, that's gonna probably make people not want to believe a word you say, low key though. If you do something as shit as what Gabbie did, yeah, no one wants to be on your side. But I don't even think that's completely true though, because I remember people like actually like saying that Trisha was doing too much. So I think people were on her side. She just didn't see it that way, and I think that counts. I think that counts as a shot, but she's not saying that. Yeah, she is. Drink responsibly, guys. I got this shot glass from Puerto Rico. You guys like it? I like it. I think it's cute. Shots to victim complex.
People are going to believe Trisha Paytas despite me having all of this evidence that she's literally lying for attention and out of fear. But it just never stopped. It was like video after video after video, and then I would respond, and then video after video, and each one's just getting crazier. It's like, she's showing up to my house. I had to get extra security. I gave them her picture. I'm afraid for my life. She's crazy. I'm afraid. She literally tweeted, I'm afraid she's gonna kill me.
And meanwhile, you didn't even know where she lived at all.
I did not know where she lived. But why did she know where I lived? Because in one of her videos, she's like, I hate that we even live in the same area. I hate that she breathes the same breath as me. And I was like, I don't know where you live.
Yeah.
Why do you know where I live? Like literally, like, and when I realized that she was projecting all of this onto me, and she's also a copycat, like she copies my music video visuals. She'll literally, like, I'll wear a shirt and then she would pop up wearing that shirt. Like I had this one wishbone necklace. She like pops up with this wishbone necklace. Like it was just, she was literally copying me, mimicking it, saying she's a fan. And then she painted me out to be this like obsessive stalker who imagined a friendship with her. Meanwhile, she's texting me saying our friendship means so much and we've never hung out.
Chat, is this true? Is this true? I don't like she what? Trisha was copying her? I don't remember any of this, but Gabbie's a bit of a liar and she likes to like fumble things a lot. Like she likes to like exaggerate things and not tell the full truth half the time. So I don't know if I believe her. If anyone knows if this is true, can y'all like tell me in the comments? Because if this is true, then damn girl, like yeah. Shit.
Like when I realized she was projecting all of this onto me, when she was tweeting, I'm afraid for my life, I'm afraid Gabbie Hanna's gonna kill me, my thought was literally, I think Trisha Paytas is thinking about killing me. Because everything else to this point has been such a projection. That's
really funny because like she projects everything. So I don't even know what's going on. Both of these people aren't the most reliable when it comes to like telling what happened. So genuinely, I don't even know if this is true. I remember something about Trisha saying everything that she's saying. I just think it's funny because they both project things. If this is true, then that means they both be projecting shit. We all know Gabbie is great at projection. Like she does that all the time. Imagine the chaos that was going on in both of their lives during the time because they're both like so unhinged.
Everything else to this point has been such a projection. This mean girl, rumors, gossip. Like that's what she was doing to me this whole time. Starting a rumor that I started a rumor I didn't start. You know what I mean? Like she was mean. She was literally showing up places, which is why I made the story asking, are you friends with Gabbie Hanna? oh, she started this rumor about me. She's the meanest girl in the entire world.
Yeah.
Almost.
I knew who Trisha Paytas was when she was on AGT that one time.
Remember when I turned on my TV, I'm watching AGT thinking how should we be on that stage on occasion, we're so off of pole, didn't take it seriously because I never
I'm a true fan. Not really a fan, but I'm just saying, I know the whole lore of Trisha Paytas. I remember seeing her on AGT when I was a kid. And I found out she got a YouTube. I was like, oh, great. And then she was like crazy on YouTube. I don't know, but Trisha got some. I don't like saying the word crazy, but I'm going to say it because I'm considered crazy because I'm bipolar. So I'm going to say it. I'm bringing power back to my mental illness, bitch. People love calling us crazy. So maybe I am crazy. What the fuck am I talking about? Let's get back on track. Yeah, I'm only one shot in and I'm really hyper right now.
Yeah.
Almost. Almost.
Almost.
But we'll get to that one.
And it's worth just taking a quick pause to mention too that we completely understand that, like, everybody involved, anybody that we're going to talk about in this podcast, in these podcasts that we're going to end up doing together, we're all at much different places in our lives. You know what I mean? And we can recognize that. But because of the psychological damage and trauma that happened in your life, this is still something that follows you to this very day.
Right.
These comments are still present to this very day. So I just want to recenter the focus on that's why we're talking about this.
Yeah, because it's easy for me. Yeah, and it's easy for me to get.
Y'all seen that? Y'all seen that? I don't know why I just turned country. Y'all seen that? Shot number 2, she cut off her husband. I don't feel. No, he was still very much trying to get words, and she kept talking. Sorry, I'm like shaking. Remember those things? Remember those like things, like those exercise things? Remember those infomercials for those things? And they were like, I really hope the buzzball's in frame because if someone edits that, that's gonna look very wrong. Cheers to cutting off our men.
Yeah, and it's easy for me to get kind of sidetracked and like get heated. But the problem
and
is
relive that moment,
especially the moments, the years.
Yeah.
And that's part of like not just OCD, but what this is, which was psychological abuse.
Luckily, these aren't real shots. They're buzzballs. Like, we're good. My phone just vibrate. That was weird, y'all. Am I psychic? I thought I heard my phone vibrate, right? It didn't vibrate. And then my man texted me. I think I'm psychic. Did I already take that shot? I guess I can predict the future, but I can't predict the past. That made sense. Anyways, on to the psychological abuse that she's talking about. This really confuses me because I feel like if everything she's saying is very accurate, yeah, what Trisha did was pretty fucked up. But she's been thrown around the word abuse so much. Like in that last Gabbie Hanna video, she said abuse so many times, bro. And what she was explaining was not abuse. I'm sure it caused you trauma, but baby, that's not abuse. I think it's just some online. It's that's what it is. It's bullying. Yeah, I'm gonna say if that's accurate, then it's bullying. But I guess bullying could be considered abuse. I don't know. She throws around that word so much that it like belittles the actual meaning of what abuse is. I was gonna say cheers to abuse, but that doesn't sound so good. Cheers.
This is psychological abuse on so many levels. And in fact, where's my phone? Because I want to read what ChatGPT said about psychological abuse.
How did she hit 3 different marks in like the span of a minute, bro? I'm gonna start watering down the shots because I don't want to go to sleep early. Here's to drinking responsible.
Because this is a term that I'm finally like just getting a better relationship with because it's so like it's a weird trait to want to be a victim. And there are people who want to be victims.
The lack of introspection is killing me right now. Yeah, Gabbie, there are some weird bitches like being victims. Like, I wonder who they are. Like,
But like to just call this what this is, I am a victim of psychological abuse on a mass scale by many people, but spearheaded first and foremost by Trisha Paytas.
you know, I'm a woman of my word. I'm gonna take a shot of water.
And then by Ethan Klein, which is the next. I asked ChatGPT, sorry guys, I know a lot of you say it uses a lot of water, and I have to be honest, I'm not smart enough to understand what you're saying.
To be honest, I think that those data centers would be there regardless. I understand that chat is like taking up resources, but I don't know how much I can subscribe to myself.
I remember something happening with Gabbie where she said that before and then someone explained it to her or something. She's like, well, I like ChatGPT, so I'm just gonna keep using it. Obviously, she can afford a therapist, but I need to stop cussing. Fuck. She can afford a therapist, but obviously she doesn't want to go to a therapist because ChatGPT is so agreeable. ChatGPT is not going to tell her to do some introspecting because it wants her to keep coming back. So Yeah. So she'll never go to therapy because she needs to be around people that think that she's right about everything or just will be yes men. That's it.
But I will say this though, is that like other people have been, you know, quote unquote victimized in this. I don't understand it. I mean, they've moved on with their lives. They're doing their
They've
thing.
started
now.
and been given
whatever.
great opportunities, great careers.
This is something that you're still actively living with every single day.
I feel like that should say a lot about what's going on with you, Gabbie, because the reason you're not able to move on is because you were the perpetrator under all this, but you like having this victim mind like complex, and no one's agreeing with you, and it's driving you crazy. Instead of just accepting that you were dead wrong for majority of the things you got canceled for, you can't do that. You can't do that because it like hurts your ego so bad, and ego death is impossible for you. Obviously, I've experienced ego death before. It sucks. It sucks when you realize that you kind of were a piece of shit at one point. I know in my past I was not perfect. In fact, I feel like I have so much guilt over things I did in high school. So much guilt for things I've done in high school. But at the time, I thought I was the victim. I thought that I was being victimized. But when I just sat there and had some ego death, I don't know, like when I was around like 20, 21, when I started to really think about the things that I did, I started realizing that I'm the problem and I need to change my life and I need to do better if I want to be a good person. Gabbie cannot do that for the life of her. There's something very hard with a lot of people that's ego is so defensive, it kills them to try to admit that they're the problem because that just kills their entire sense of self. And I think that's what's going on with Gabbie. Her ego is so fucking high, she cannot look in the mirror because it would probably physically kill her. All right, my tangent's over, y'all. My tangent's over, my bad.
You know,
Yeah.
and seeing these comments and things like that, like,
and
how-
I've still lost a lot of opportunities, a lot of collaborations.
She cut off her man. Okay, I'm just rethinking my life real quick. I'm sorry.
A lot of people won't even follow me or like comment on a post because they don't want to be seen supporting somebody who did XYZ.
Yeah. Me, I look at this from the outside and I think to myself, how are you not the victim in this? You know, when churches are even like excluding you from doing
Mm-hmm. And what's so sickening is the people listening who will.
Gabbie, just let him talk. Just let the man talk, bro. I really highly doubt that anyone is exiling her from church for the things that's online, but I don't know. I'm not in her life. From what I heard, she told her pastor that he was going to go to hell. I forgot why, but I know she said that. That's probably why you banned from church, Gabbie. No, your personality is why you're banned from church. It has nothing to do with your past. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not in her life. I don't know what's happening. I will say that we don't know her personally, but that falls apart because everyone that does know her personally has a lot to say, and it's not good about her. So, cheers, gang.
What's so sickening is the people listening who will just paint me as the monster no matter what, despite the fact that I'm actually the victim and tried screaming it at the top of my lungs in like 2020. Because I was just like, how does nobody see that what Trisha Paytas is doing to me and what she started and created is literally psychological abuse?
Gabbie, shut the fuck up. We're going to take a break on the shots. I would like to not be so drunk. Like, I think I'm a little tipsy. I'm not going to lie.
And that's the real problem, by the way, is, you know, that herd mentality.
Yeah.
The sheep that follow.
But also the claims that she was making were so insane. Like she was literally saying, like she was making posts with the titles like, Gabbie Hanna, you're scaring me. I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're scary. Yeah. You're delusional. I'm afraid of you. So people literally, because it started off with Trisha, but then she went on to Frenemies because Ethan Klein made a podcast and had her come co-host with him.
Yeah.
And then she just like brought it to this platform, and Ethan Klein was making it like almost a weekly topic. And I reached out to Ethan multiple times and I was like, this is not true. I can prove that all of this is not true. If you're going to platform these lies, allow me the opportunity to come on and defend myself. Like you are spreading slander and misinformation on your platform and encouraging it. He completely ignored me. I would have destroyed you in a lawsuit, by the way, Ethan Klein, and you're welcome. Because I was literally thinking about your wife and your children. And I was thinking about the next 3 years of my life.
I'm sorry, but her husband's face.
Because I was literally thinking about your...
Obviously, her husband's pretty religious too, and what she's doing right now is revenge or wrath. I think it's wrath. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What she's doing right now is anger. This is wrath, right? That's the word I'm looking for. It's wrath. Talking about how she didn't get revenge because she was thinking about his wife and his daughter, talking about a lawsuit. First, what Ethan did, how are you going to destroy him in a lawsuit? He can put whatever he wants online. That's fine. Anyone can do that. I can talk all the shit about Gabbie online. If I had millions of subscribers right now watching me talk shit about Gabbie, even though I'm not really talking shit, I'm just saying my opinion on her, which whatever. Let's say I only talk to one person about their side of the story of what Gabbie has done to them. I do not have to get your side of the story. I could ignore you if I want to. What's going to happen? Nothing. You could try to get a lawsuit on me, but what are you going to do? So I think she's talking about defamation. You're going to sue me for defamation because I didn't get your side of the story. You know how many celebrities have been talked shit about so badly? Look at Justin Bieber. You know how many I can't talk. You know how many defamation cases he could have fucking got? But he didn't because defamation is hard to win. And Gabbie, what you experienced would be a very hard lawsuit. So no, you're not going to destroy nobody.
And I was thinking about the next 3 years of my life that would have been spent putting this together. Yeah. Because between him, Trisha, Jesse Smiles.
Keep bringing up Jesse, bitch. Okay, let me stop pausing.
T Spill, Spill Sesh, Angelica Oles, Dustin Daly, The Viewer's Voice, Smokey Glow, Ready to Glare, like whoever else, like all these channels that like, see, I'm spiraling. What are we even talking about?
Yeah.
Literally, like this is why I have to do this, because it's just this psychological like rumination of like, there's so much ongoing trauma that it works me up to like this place, like in the middle of the day, because like every like 3 hours I'm directly impacted by this thing that Trisha Paytas put on me, that I'm a narcissistic, manipulative, psychotic, dangerous stalker that has just morphed into so many things over the years that now I'm just a meme. That you can literally make a post about me being psychotic or make fun of me for the mental breakdown that came from years of being called psychotic when I was not, literally being gaslighted to such an extreme degree that I literally almost killed myself like multiple times because I truly thought that I had to be insane to be experiencing such a different reality.
I don't like how she's crying. It's making me sad. I think it's because I'm drinking. So like all of my guards are down. I don't know. I don't like how she's crying. I'm just thinking about like, okay, I could imagine how much you were going through during that time. And like I said in my last Gabbie Hanna video, I also have bipolar disorder. So I could just imagine actually going through a breakdown and people just sitting there laughing at me and making jokes about me, because people still to this day make jokes about her. So I'm not making jokes about her necessarily. And I don't even touch on her mental breakdown because it's not funny. What she was going through was up, like, you know, mentally. She was having a psychotic break. Like, it's not funny. I don't find that funny at all. That's why I never even talk about it. I don't like that she's crying. Long story short, don't be a pussy, Jupiter. Don't be a pussy.
Because I truly thought that I had to be insane to be experiencing such a different reality than everybody else. Like I went to doctor after doctor after doctor trying to get somebody to diagnose me with schizophrenia, psychosis, mania, like literally anything that I could fix whatever was going on. Like I was actually gaslighted and psychologically abused to the point of questioning my own reality, my own sanity, my own ability to reason.
It's crazy that you not putting down your ego defenses is what led to all of that, though. Like, when you really think about it, like, she is morphing reality. Like, to an extent, she's morphing reality. She's the victim in every single situation. If you just put down your defenses, different story. You're questioning your own sanity because you want to be the victim in the situation. So you're putting everything in one box to make you the victim instead of actually understanding that you did. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm sorry. I'm looking at her. You're morphing reality just so you could protect your sense of self, to protect your ego and your ego saying you're a good person. That's what you're doing.
And I tried to say it, but nobody cared. So anyways, I asked ChatGPT to tell me about psychological abuse. I literally was crying reading this out loud earlier because like just reading how it was so exactly what I was experiencing like was just hitting me so deep, like to really for the first time like this week like coming to grips with that like word of like this is psychological abuse, and like the embarrassment of being like I'm a victim of psychological abuse from some woman. Okay, so psychological abuse, also called emotional or mental abuse, is a pattern of behavior meant to control, intimidate, destabilize, or diminish another person without necessarily using physical violence. Okay. It attacks your sense of self, and often it's invisible from the outside. What it actually is. Psychological abuse is not just someone being rude, stressed, or imperfect. It's patterned behavior that undermines your confidence, distorts your perception of reality.
The way I can't even sit here and feel bad for her, because what bitch is not psychological abuse. What you experienced was bullying, and you were being bullied because you done pissed off the wrong bitch. I'm not saying bullying's okay.
Controls your choices, makes you feel afraid, small, or dependent. The damage is internal to your mind, identity, and nervous system. So I'm just going to address kind of section by section. All of my choices have been like made around this. You know what I mean? Like everything I say or do, I have to think about the way people are going to react.
Girl, didn't you tell the pastor he was going to hell?
Because no matter what I do, I can be talking about my hair color, I can be talking about my faith, I can be talking about literally anything. And it's crazy. I could be dancing, manic psychosis, crazy. Guys, I've seen this before. Like go open my comment section right now. And it wasn't even like that a few days ago. Like it was like everything was positive and good, and then there's just all these viral posts. She's psychotic again. She's experiencing psychosis, and now that's all my comment section.
I will be doing a shot to that, because you know why that is? Because didn't this bitch bring up everything again? That's why the comments changed. What are you talking about, Gabbie? Here's the delusion.
It was kind of like you were reaching out to a new fan base. You were kind of starting to get there. And then all of a sudden, like you said earlier, some viral posts started happening and some people started coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
I would call it.
Look, this is what the fuck I think happened. We got a viral post. People were like, ain't this Gabbie? A few people were like, this Gabbie, and she did this, this, and that. I don't like her. And then she responded to it, and it just added, what is it called? It just added to the fire. I can't think of the right metaphor because my brain is working out 1 mile per hour. It added flames to the fire. That's what it is. It added flames to the fire.
Fuel.
Because you responded. That's why you don't respond. You stay quiet. As long as you've been on social media, you should know this. Once you respond, it feeds it, and then it blows up. And not only did you respond, you made multiple videos talking about it again. I've only been watching this video for 10 minutes, doing shots to it, and I'm drunk. Please stop playing victim and let your husband talk, man. Like, please.
And then this makes you feel afraid, small, or dependent. Like literally, I've been so afraid. If you would have seen the number of just like I did that Jubilee thing, and the idea of like Trisha Paytas or any of these people being there literally had me like shaking like this because they've harmed me so deeply.
Yeah.
And when I realized I'm afraid to say these people's names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's literally like Voldemort, like he who should not be named. Like people can't say it around me and I can't say it around them because it actually is so traumatic. Like she has genuinely traumatized me.
Right. Right.
You know, it's so, and she's like, she, in fact, you know what's so crazy? She actually had a video or like was saying at some point that I traumatized her and that I was traumatizing her while she was actively, intentionally traumatizing me. Isn't that insane? Does Trisha Paytas seem traumatized to you? Or does she like go on to like do everything she ever wanted and like post freely?
I don't like that. I don't think she was traumatized by anything Gabbie did. She just really got pissed off about it. I would have been pissed off too. I wouldn't have done everything Trisha did. Like, damn. I don't like that sense because trauma can look different on everybody. I was in psychosis all of 2023 because of something that happened in 2022 and no one would have known. How someone's acting does not have anything to do with like how traumatized you are. So Trisha could be traumatized. Just because she's still living a good life doesn't mean anything. She just didn't let the trauma consume her. There's functioning people with a lot of trauma, was my point.
And this is just a side note. Trisha Paytas was actually low-key like dunzo. Nobody cared about her after Frenemies ended. And then Colleen got canceled. And then she made this video where Trisha was like the victim in the situation because Colleen was a mean girl and was like sending her nudes around, which is weirdo behavior, don't get me wrong. But like all of a sudden, because Trisha was this like key figure that was able to talk negatively about Colleen, literally it changed her whole career around overnight. And you know what? I could have done the same.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there because I feel like that's why she's so mad. She's so mad because everyone else was able to move on and she's not, because everyone doesn't like her because of the things she did. It happens, Gabbie. The thing is, she could have came back and had a very lucrative fixed career again. Like, she could have fixed her entire image if she just came back, never mentioned the drama again, maybe apologize. I've said this in the last video. She could have fixed her career. If you're upset that everyone else was able to fix their career and move on, but you're not, the reason they were able to fix their career and move on is because they made amends. And if they didn't make amends, they just went quiet for a little bit and then came back acting like nothing happened. Shane Dawson. But you had the opportunity of doing the same thing, but you're obviously holding on to all of this anger from what other people have done that you can't seem to just like let go. Just let it go. It has nothing to do with anything you think it has anything to do with. It just has to do with that you keep stirring it up again. Stop bringing it up. She's not taking accountability. That's why I think she keeps bringing it up. She's just mad. She's, dare I say, jealous that other people were able to move on and she's not able to.
How many people reached out to me about, can you please talk about David Dobrik? Can you please talk about the Vlog Squad? I still get it to this day. And especially whenever there was like this footage going around of them calling me fat, calling me ugly.
And what was
like,
the other one too? Where people, well, what was that?
Everyone, when Shane was canceled, everybody wanted me to talk. Oh, Cody Co, everybody wanted me to talk. Like, I've had so many opportunities to like spill the tea on all of these creators, but it's just not in my character to do so. And the fact that they've made me out to be like drama obsessed, money hungry, stirs up controversy every time she wants to promote her music. If I was trying to like be, you know, controvert, I would have made a drama channel. I would have made a drama podcast.
Girl, what you're doing right now is a drama channel. You're just disguising it as testimonies, a podcast for testimonies.
I remember my manager at the time being like, well, why don't you just make your own drama podcast? You have all of the information, like this insider information. And I said, because that's gross.
Yeah.
It's literally gross. Why would I exploit somebody for entertainment and content? And it made me sick too, just from like the public perspective of like all of these people for literally years. We hate you. You're demonic. You're manipulative. You're a narcissist. You're a psycho. And then as soon as it was like, wait a minute, David Dobrik called you ugly. Speak about it, Queen. We're here to support you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
How about the person who's literally actively ruining my life? That I'm literally telling you on a podcast, I am the victim. And you're like, talk about how you're a victim of David Dobrik and Zayn and Heath.
I don't know if you guys remember. I barely remember. I just remember they used to just use her as like a punching bag. Like she was just a joke, the butt of every joke in his vlogs. Yeah, that's fucked up. Obviously, you're the victim in that situation and no one's taking that away from you.
Anyway, let me go back to this.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing.
And people could have changed their tone on you really quick because that's just how the internet is. That's just how it is.
You're making it hard to do that though, Gabbie. That's the problem. You just keep bringing up shit. All of the hate that you're getting is just people saying like, girl, like, why are you still talking about this? Maybe you should stop doing that.
Yeah.
Some of these people we've mentioned are right back to making videos the same way they always had, as bad as their cancellations were.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, the only person that can cancel you is you. Like, that's why people like Trisha Paytas. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason she can still have a career. Common forms of psychological abuse.
All right, we're going to pause it. We're going to stop it right there. I've been filming for over an hour. If you guys want me to do a part 2 to this, just leave a comment, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And if I get to 80 likes, I will do a part 2. But I feel like this video was a little bit of a mess. I'm not going to lie. I'm never drinking again during a video unless you guys want me to. If you guys enjoyed this, I feel like it was hard to focus on too much at once. But at the same time, I was drinking way too fast because Gabbie kept doing things back to back to back to back. What I took away from this video was that Gabbie is still the same person she is in 2019, 2020, whenever it happened. She seems to keep acknowledging at times she was a victim because, you know, she was a victim in certain situations. But a lot of the things that came to her was because of her actions. Like, you did something. It's the domino effect. This is what happens afterward. As much as I want to feel bad and like Gabbie, which I do feel bad for her in certain senses with David and when she was having that mental breakdown and people kept talking, just laughing at her having a whole mental breakdown. I didn't like none of that. That's fucked up. I don't like that. Other than that, like, girl, you need to move on and you need to actually take accountability, not just say you're taking accountability. Actually take accountability. She's never even tried taking accountability because she's always the fucking victim and it's tiresome. So like I said, my name is Jupiter. I upload once a week. Please hit like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I upload. Thanks for watching. Bye.